What up, everybody? Okay, I want to talk about something that I saw that was kind of funny. Um, so I did a reaction very recently to LL Cool J's Saturday Night Special record, and I had some guy in the comment section who was like, "Yo, you hating? You wanted LL to come? Like, how could you expect LL to come with an intro cut?" Because I had played intro to the Goat album, and brother's argument was that I expected LL to come with that kind of record, and that would be silly because it's not a single. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, like, why is this dude missing the point? But he's a symptom of, I think, the hip hop audience in general, and frankly, I think the worldwide audience when it comes to art. It's the bigotry of low expectations, right? So rather than looking at why I didn't like that record, which had to do with the lackluster beat, right? First and foremost, I thought the beat was trash. The fact that LL's saying is fucking irrelevant. What is LL talking about, right? Instead of looking at that, he's one, the fan is like, oh, but you expected him to come with some R&B shit. No, nigga, I just expected the track to not be garbage. Y'all are acting like LL hasn't come with some random track that we don't understand what the fuck he's talking about. Why is the song even called Saturday Night Special? You know what I'm saying? Have y'all even asked yourselves that question? Isn't Saturday Night Special some kind of slang for cheap handguns or some shit? Like, is it even mentioned in the song? I don't even fucking remember if it was mentioned in the chorus. But it's called Saturday Night Special. This is pink cookies in a plastic bag all over again. And and trust me, if you look up LL's explanation for that pink cookies in a plastic bag shit, you're gonna be like, what the fuck was this nigga talking about? Shout out to LL. But this is exactly what I'm saying. What the fuck was LL talking about? Right? The thing is, look, at the end of the day, LL and hustler raps to me have never gone well. You know what I'm saying? Or at least I can't really think of it. It's not his strength. We know LL because he is able to express sexual male desire towards women in a way that women can accept, in a palatable way, and we like him for that. And then also LL has this b-boy essence. LL Cool J is hard as hell, right? That almost old school Melly Mel. I got some rhymes on some 4-3-2-1 shit. I'm just gonna spit and murder them. I shot ya. That's why we like LL. LL is good at those two things. He's very good at those two things. He's not very good at telling the hustler, and I just haven't heard tracks of his that are worth hearing about hustlers, Supreme Team. And I'm sure LL knows them niggas. He probably knows a ton of hustlers growing up in Queens at that time. But again, it's not his forte. So my thing is, why the fuck is he talking about it in 2024? A, it's not your forte. Number two, it's not even relevant to what's going on in the world, in Queens, or any of that shit right now. We don't care about hustlers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Given what's going on in the hip hop community in general, right? You've got this Israel-Hamas war that's wreaking havoc, this DEI nonsense and shit. Like, there's so many topics. Like, now, I know you don't want to rhyme about that. You're not necessarily a conscious rapper. But, you are somebody who has expressed desire. What does male desire towards women look like in 2024? You're a happily married man. You know what I'm saying? What is it like to be happily married? Love You Better was a fantastic record. Like, do you have an update on that? This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Why keep the bar down here when the bar was up here? We know what the bar is. That's, of course, if you actually listen to rap and grew up on it. A lot of these people who be talking this shit, A, didn't grow up on this rap shit, and B, deliberately have low expectations, right? Because it's easier for them to deal with it rather than dealing with the discomfort of, oh, you know what? My favorite rapper's dropping garbage. You know what I'm saying? And look, I love all these guys, okay? LL, Rakim got a new song. Come on, man. You already know I'm a huge Rakim fan, right? Spend the whole microphone fiend right now, son, on some DMX shit. If I ever met Rakim, I probably would do that. Like, I love Rakim's music. But that new song, Be Ill, ain't it, right? It's not it. The beat sucks, right? The rhymes is whatever, right? We know what the bar is with Rakim. Rakim's bar is up here, man. So when Rakim says he's got a new album, I want it to be dope. Again, I'm not expecting it to be game-changing like Arabi's president was. I'm not expecting that shit. But I'm at least expecting it to be like somewhat on, like decent at least, or good. You know what I'm saying? But when your stuff is not even good, it's like, ugh, what the fuck was the point of this shit? again, the bigotry of low expectations. You know what I'm saying? And this is where hip hop is. It's so pathetic. The old school niggas is dropping mid constantly, and people are making excuses for it. And then, of course, the new kids have no interest in hip hop. They only care about clout and YouTube numbers and all that shit. So they're making the worst music you've ever heard in your fucking life. Let's be honest. Ever, right? And that's it. This is where hip hop is. It's in this like wasteland, for real, for real. And if I say it, I'm somehow the bad guy. All right. Speaking of Common and Pete Rock, because I haven't addressed this, I'm sorry, it's more of the same in terms of my opinion on it. I don't think those two tracks that Common and Pete Rock have come out with are it. And I would honestly say, obviously, you know my position. The first thing I always notice is the beat. I always say the beat does 60% of the heavy lifting in any song. 60 to 70%, honestly, I would say. I would almost say that much. So if the beat ain't it, the song is never really gonna be it. That's 60 right off the bat. Even if you have the illest rhymes ever, right? And the best vocals ever, you're still at 40%. You're still failing. You know what I'm saying? The beat is that important to me. You know what I'm saying? Because hip hop is a beat driven genre. It started out with the beat, right? So I actually want to say that unfortunately I don't like those Pete Rock beats that Dreamin' and I forget the other one. Damn, that's how forgettable they are, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk, them shits is fucking forgettable. And I love Pete Rock. Again, this is gonna sound like I'm dissing these niggas. I am not dissing them. These are guys that I still drive inspiration from, okay? But I just think they have this, it's almost like I wish I was close enough to them to be like, nah. Change that, because like you have a whole fan base. Change this part of the beat, because where's the low end? Yo, we talking about Pete Rock, right? Listen to this shit. This is the Pete Rock I know, okay? Yes, this is in the 90s. Listen. You can't do this to the new shit, man. Come on, man. Look at how hard that shit is. See, this is the thing with Pete Rock, for those of y'all that might not know. Pete Rock, honestly, man, makes some of the most beautiful beats I've ever heard in rap. There's something about his style where he'll make a beat that is so serene, right? And so sublime, that shit will make you want to cry, man. He's the only person where there's a certain amount of his beats I listen to, I'm like, God damn, this shit's beautiful. Like almost like on some tear emoji shit. And it's hard at the same time, but it's also calm at the same time. I don't know how he pulls it off, because others like Kev Brown, for example, try to do it and it's not rugged enough. And I'm not saying that to disrespect Kev Brown. I like Kev Brown. I think Kev Brown has some dope shit. But P-Rock has the science on that shit. He can make, it's, again, I'm in the kitchen, right? It's that home cooking, you know, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, whatever, right? Like just the funk. Pete Rock has that funk to him, man, at his best, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm like, listen, this is in the 2000s. You went. See that low end? Where the fuck is the low end for these Common records? You know what I'm saying? That you went, right? That feel. So obviously I want to hear this from Pete Rock, because Pete Rock has a bounce to his shit that I love. Wait for it. Shit's nuts. This is, so when Common says he's doing an album with Pete Rock, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get Common rhyming on beats like this. I mean, I know, you know, updated for the new era. I'm gonna get Common getting back to that raw shit. Instead, I'm getting Poetry Hour Common, right? Busboys and Poets Common. Shout out to my people in DC. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Like, I don't want to hear that shit. Anyway, man, I just feel like we're in an entertainment, you know, wasteland / apocalypse, and we've been here for a good 2 decades now. It's actually pretty crazy. So it's not just hip hop; it's really a sign of the times, you know. a lot of ways, the music is completely falling the fuck off. Things that I notice, anyways. Rap has obviously fell off early 2000s. Film fell the fuck off. The storytelling is so bad. Like I watch these new films, people be, dick riders, critics, oh, it's incredible. And I'm like, I'm bored. I start watching it. Within the first scene, I can tell that this is not well written. And then I'll put up something from the 90s and it's just like way better written, right? Gets to the point fast. You know what I'm saying? And it's entertaining. So we're in this apocalypse, man. The TV is bad. And fuck what you think. I've heard peak TV and all this shit in the last, 10 years is amazing. No, it isn't. You're not going to beat TV from the 90s and the early 2000s. What, you're going to beat Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Sex and the City, you know what I'm saying? The Wire, get the fuck out of here. No one's come with anything that strong. I'm sorry. And again, I'm shooting at everybody, I guess, saying that shit. But let's get out of this rut of low expectations, man. This shit's pretty, it's pretty crazy to me, right? And it's really wild to me because I know that there are artists out here like myself who have some hot shit, genuine hot shit. We studied all the hot shit and we want to come with something and we ain't getting a shot. And it's wild. Anyways, we're going to create a shot. So it is what it is. Like, you guys are going to see. When I come through with some Blood World stuff, I'm working on a comic right now. You know what I'm saying? So that'll probably be out next year. But you guys are going to see it. And then once I show you my comic, you'll be like, yo, no wonder you feel this way. Because you're on some other shit. And that's the truth. You got to be on some other shit as an artist. To me, that's the whole point. Like, if you're not coming with something new, why are you in this shit? And as for the legends and them, I at least expect you to kind of make something that's reminiscent of what made you great. Again, I understand that, we all have our fertile periods. All artists have their fertile and not so fertile periods. So I'm not going to, hold you to exactly the same old standard. But you got to meet us halfway, yo. Like, come on, man. Can't just keep dropping mid and expect me as a hip hop fan who actually loves your shit and pays attention to your shit to just co-sign it. All these guys who make these reaction videos, oh, bars, that shit's so ill. Them niggas is watered, man. They're washed up. They're dick riders. We don't care what they think. They like anything with a name. They look at who's making the song, not what the song is actually about or what the song actually sounds like. And I'm not here for that. So anyway, just my opinion. I had to shoot from the hip today, but you come to this channel for the raw. I give you the raw at peril at my own expense. There's no benefit in a way for me to even say this kind of stuff. You already know what happened with Prodigy and all that, right? Like, again, that's the problem with artists who keep it real. Like, people shun them, even though what they're saying is the facts. You know what I'm saying? But I love y'all, and y'all are a good audience, so I'll say how I feel. Anyway, peace. I hope the Common album and Pete Rock album is decent. I don't really expect it to be. But if Pete Rock discovers the low end and starts adding a little bit more of that bounce that we love so much from him, that serene beauty but raw, then you're in for a good time. Peace.